not going to play a lot of music because this is going on YouTube, and YouTube, I'm not going to play any tune that will affect YouTube, and they will allege like copyright violations and things. So anyway, guys, just right before I scoped, I received quite a bit of a shock here. uh, Received quite a bit of a shock just before my scope. My very good friend Steve. Steve is a very good friend. I mean, I talk to him all the time. I know his real name. Yeah, I know where he lives. And I met him in person. And it turns out that we have some similar history in the past, career-wise, and it was very interesting to see the intersection of of interests that we had. He was an IT guy in the past. Hey ho! And the thing about Steve is, as much as he has such difficulty with, physically, when I met him, I had to push him in a wheelchair, so he could hardly walk. So I was pushing him in a wheelchair, and then it's just so sad to hear the shocking news that he died last night. So Steve is also a great supporter of Brax Me. He's one of my best supporters, actually, and such a good friend, and great believer in the cause. Even has my Tor router. He has my VPN. He has, everything that I focus on. He was a great supporter. He had every product that I had because he believed in me. So and even in his scopes, he would always talk about the stuff I would talk about. And so it was kind of sad. He may have been the third Brax person I'm aware of that has died. So of all the people on Brax, he's maybe the third that I'm aware of that's passed away. And he was such a kind person, considering, his difficulties. He would sit down. He had such difficulty walking, getting in and out of cars, getting in, or even walking, and I had to push him in a wheelchair. And then when he actually would get comfortable in his seat, he would be like bubbly as heck, like nothing was happening. So it's just very, very sad. I was shocked. I thought it was getting better. So that's terrible news. So yes, let's pay our respects to our good friend Steve from Florida. He just scoped snow in Florida. He was just scoping on Christmas Day. Yeah. He's Jewish, of course, so he wasn't doing any Christmas things, but he's from New York originally, and yeah, so very kind person. I'm so blessed to have known him. I feel so bad I couldn't join that day. He was in a great mood lately. Yes, and then for this to happen, it really shocked me. Really shocked me. So. Rest in peace, my good friend Steve. Rest in peace. Now, we are doing a multicast right now. We are multicasting on YouTube. If anybody, you bonded about your faith. If anyone's on YouTube, you can tell me if you're seeing this, because I can see your comments on YouTube. I don't see anyone commenting from YouTube at the moment. But if you're on YouTube, I can actually see your comment. Just seeing here if this is a kind of an experimental day here. I don't see anyone making. Yes, I'm live on YouTube. I don't see anyone making a comment here, but if you do, I will see it. So, so this is experiment now number 2 with comments being monitored on YouTube and Periscope and Braxme. Let me display Braxme here, so I can monitor comments on 3 different locations. Yeah, that's just Steve is an amazing person. Steve is such an amazing person. How could he die? He was just so vibrant a couple days ago. I don't know. Duty Ron said he had cancer, but he didn't tell me he had cancer. He said he had kidney failure and a bunch of other things. Hello, Emma dear. He did not say he had cancer to me. So he told me a story. He had kidney failure. He was on dialysis. He basically had multi-organ failure. So, yeah. So, yeah. Well, he died in his sleep, and he had the same cancer as your dad. He didn't tell me he had cancer though. So, what cancer did he have? Because that wasn't what he had myeloma. Okay. Amazing Grace. He told me all about his cancer, multiple myeloma. Yeah, he told me about what happened at the hospital with multi-organ failure, which is, I guess, the effect of all of that. But he didn't talk about his cancer. Maybe I didn't even ask. You know, it's kind of personal. It's part of the cancer. Yeah, a side effect of all that. So that's very sad to hear, and I'm very, very distressed to have to start my scope like this. But he's such a good man. I mean, it just so glad to have known him. So glad to have known him. So Steve from Florida, for those of you who know him on Periscope, long time Periscoper and friend and good friend, has apparently died last night, sometime between last night and this morning. So apparently in his sleep. So sad news. Sad news. Anyway, again, I'm broadcasting on YouTube. I don't see any comments from YouTube, but if you comment on YouTube, we will all see it. Maybe somebody can turn up the volume. Okay, here. Turning up the volume. Maybe somebody can here, put the mic towards me more. Somebody can make a comment on YouTube and we can see. If we can see your comments, because we tested it out. Zakia helped me. I was doing a test broadcast on YouTube, and YouTube actually gave me, there you go. Nellie Bell, R.I.P. Steve from Florida. Okay, so there we have our first live comment from YouTube, and Zuck and I were testing. And this is something interesting for you, for those of you. Brian Vovovich. Now I don't know who that is. What's his handle on Periscope? Wow, the holidays, a lot of people are... yes, Keith. I see Keith's comment here. I see Keith's comment on... I see it first on Streamlabs, and then it shows up on Periscope. I think it has a delayed reaction. Hi, social fit. And there's Ms. Beautiful is also making a comment on YouTube. So all of these are comments from YouTube. Now, apparently, I'm broadcasting also to Twitch, but I wasn't going to broadcast in Twitch, but because I'm not monitoring Twitch. Camera quality. Well, I just had to adjust the lighting. It's kind of a difficult balance here with getting the lights too bright, what I had. Hubs, brother-in-law passed from myeloma of the lung. you thought. Uh, so anyway, uh, this is I was not intending to broadcast on Twitch because Twitch is not really critical to my plan here. My plan is to build YouTube followers, and I'm happy to say that that my broadcast has in fact brought me YouTube followers. So if you're on YouTube, please follow me. I'm Brax Me on YouTube, Braxspace Me. So please follow me on YouTube, Braxspace Me, and I would appreciate that, because that part of the reason I'm doing this multicast is to build traffic on Periscope, on YouTube. I'm gonna talk to about. There's a lot of things we're gonna talk about, but I'm gonna talk, and having Steve Pass at this this day just kind of dampens my mood. Yes, it does dampen my mood to have Steve pass away last night. Hello, Claire. Claire, I see Claire. Bring it to Instagram Live. I gotta check the security. What do you require at Instagram Live? I've not used Instagram Live in a long time, and I don't know if you're gonna require a real Zucking name, then I'm gonna say Zuck you. iSocialFit, does Instagram require a real Zucking name? I know you're gonna spy on me, but do you require a real Zucking name on Instagram at some point? At some point, because it was getting invasive with Facebook. I don't really speak out about Instagram, even though it's owned by Zuck. I don't speak out about Instagram as badly, because without the real name thing, it's and if you don't have a Facebook account, it's actually it's pretty much like, I learned so much from you. Thank you, Claire Peters. Thank you. Business name is okay. Did you hear the news? Yes, I heard the news. That's why I've been talking. My husband is in jail for trying to kill me. My son and I have 3 days to move. And my husband, is that real, Deanna? I've used a fake name. Well, Zuckbook. There you go. So Zuckbook, Claire Peters. Very little delay now between the different platforms. Yes. So we were testing this. Oh my gosh, Deanna, you talk to me about it later. I'd like to hear what that's all about. I mean, that's kind of crazy. Crazy. Maybe because you didn't want to move to Wisconsin. I know, Nick. That was my the beginning of my scope was talking about my good friend, very good friend Steve. Wow, Deanna, that's incredible. Say it on Brax though. Call the cops. Apparently, she already said cops are in jail. He's in jail. So, wow, crazy. I know your husband wanted you to move to Wisconsin, to Kenosha or something. So, anyway. So we are broadcasting right now. I'm gonna. We have a lot of topics. We're not gonna just talk about multicasting, but this is kind of a test, and it happened last Friday. Wow, that's quite a while ago. Even cops don't like getting involved in that. That's quite a while ago, Deanna. Remember, Deanna, this is on YouTube. I don't know if you want this on YouTube. Your comments are not on YouTube, but it's on Periscope. Your comments are not on YouTube. The comments on YouTube will be on the video. If you comment on YouTube, your comments will be on the video. If you're commenting on Periscope, it's separate. So this is a little bit different because I'm actually monitoring both YouTube, Periscope, and Brax. So I got all three in here. Please do. It's under control. Yes. Okay. So anyway, it's under control. You already said your husband's in jail. You said. Wow. Some terrible things happening over the holidays, and sometimes they didn't inform their principals when they release. Anyway, from custody. Privacy very important for Deanna. Yes. So do this, baby. Hello. So anyway, we are doing this broadcast on YouTube, on Periscope, on Twitch. Although I'm not contradictions. Although I'm not broadcasting I'm not advertising the Twitch portion here, because I at some point here I'll probably don't need to worry about Twitch, because I can't really monitor Twitch anyway, and it's not the kind of following that I'm looking for. So, why am I doing this? And this is really an important thing for people on Periscope, especially existing broadcasters, to understand why I'm broadcasting on both YouTube, Periscope, and Brax.me. Avoid family during holidays. Well, I'll talk a little bit about that. It's my next topic. I hope my family, I don't know if I want my family to, they'll probably see the video. I don't know. Yes, do this, baby. Yes, I'm done mentioning it. Maybe my family will see this video later on. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe not. Maybe they're too bored with what I'm saying to care. They're very, very big on Instagram and Facebook. But back to what I'm talking about. Why am I broadcasting on both Periscope and YouTube? The problem is that Periscope itself, well, it's not a problem. Periscope itself is the best platform for interactive live streaming. I have not seen a platform that's better than Periscope for this. So, did someone give that gray sweater? What is the gray sweater? I didn't know I was wearing a gray sweater. It doesn't look gray to me. Doesn't look gray to me. So Periscope is truly the best platform for interaction. This is not really the same as YouTube, because YouTube is really made, at least the basic success of YouTube is from putting out knowledge in a video, and then the video will be watched over and over, and you get famous from people watching your video. It's not really about being live. And the problem is that YouTube is kind of the big monetization place on the internet. Most people, are making a living off YouTube. They're not making a living off Periscope. So for that reason, you can't ignore YouTube. However, the fact of the matter is, my style of broadcasting is really more suited for Periscope because of interaction and the fact that I can talk to each one of you. He must be colorblind, Ryan. He must be colorblind. So here on Periscope, I can have a conversation with each one of you, and I can see comments even on YouTube, and because I want to make sure that whatever experience I bring, it's going to be. I want to retain this kind of interaction, because this is really my specialty here is to be able to do interaction. And so you can ask me a question, I can answer back, rather than me just give you a lecture. And it's really helped me, and it's developed me, to a point where I can actually extemporaneously react to anything you say, and be able to give information that's suitable for the moment, because we can never predict what you guys are going to say. YouTube doesn't do that. YouTube is basically more of a, say your speech and then, hello, Daryl. YouTube is more about, say your piece and then disconnect. And people are talking in the background. It's really not made for you to do a lot of interaction. You can interact with people from YouTube, but I have not really seen interaction to be a big thing on YouTube. They haven't built communities, and it's not like the communities we have on Periscope where we're actually interacting with each other. And that's why we have friends like Steve from Florida who just passed away. it's because of this kind of interaction that we have this special relationship here on Periscope. So I'm telling you right now, I will not abandon Periscope. I will not. Periscope is it's kind of where I grew up on social media. Well, that's not true. I wasn't under social media, but Periscope is where I kind of grew up in broadcasting social media on video, and I will remain. You know, while Periscope is viable, I will be here on Periscope for the long term. So don't expect me to be leaving Periscope soon. However, I gotta, I have to have an insurance policy. I mean, I gotta make sure that I build up my YouTube following. It may take me a year. I don't know how long it's gonna take, but I would like to build my YouTube following so that over time, then I can feel safe that if anything happens to one of the platforms, that I don't think that YouTube is gonna fail. Okay. So, and I need to also attract people to my app, which is Brax.me, and I'm also broadcasting to Brax.me right now. So if anybody wants to make a comment on Brax, you can. Now, my YouTube handle is Brax space me, Brax me. So every time I broadcast it, I've had followers. So if you go into YouTube, you can follow me at Brax me. I also have an account called Rob Braxman, so you can follow both. But for now, my Rob Braxman account doesn't have enough followers, so I'm broadcasting on Brax.me. So I have no choice but to broadcast on Brax.me. Okay? So anyway, given this situation, we also need to be concerned about some of the difficulties. I've been invited to Twitch. I have no clue what it is. Twitch is the second largest video platform. The second largest video platform is Twitch. So if you don't know what Twitch is, you've been hiding under a rock. Aztec, Colibri, hello. If you've been hiding under a rock. So Twitch is the second largest video platform after YouTube. It may have also been the largest platform for live. Twitch is likely the largest live streaming platform and used mainly by gamers. It used to be Justin TV. Used by gamers. It's used primarily to live stream video games. Okay? Now, I don't game. So what's now for Drone Flyer Nick, I just want to make sure you since you're a VIP, I don't know if I follow you, I better make sure I follow you right here. Okay, I'm following you now. Okay, let me explain again how I'm broadcasting this multicasting here right now. So for those of you who don't know what I'm doing here, I am broadcasting to Brax Live. Brax Live is a feature on Brax.me platform. If you are a Periscope VIP, you can go to Brax.me, sign up, find me on Brax.me, and I'll give you a coupon code for a free restreaming capability. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is join Brax.me, sign up, upgrade your account with a coupon I'm going to give you, and you can broadcast to Twitch, YouTube, Periscope, and Brax.me for free. And I'll take care of the transcoding. Transcoding is not free. Transcoding is a paid service on Restream.io, and you have to transcode to handle the differences between YouTube, Twitch, and Periscope. So if you're a Periscope VIP, you can come in and do this. If you are not a Periscope VIP, just sign up on Brax, do the demo coupon code. You have a 7-day demo. You can try it out for free and do your live streaming for free during the trial period. So you can see how that works. It's extremely simple. on the Brax side, you don't really have to do anything. You just put in your stream keys, and then it gives you a link to use, and put that in OBS, and then or Streamlabs OBS, and you're ready to go. So there's not much you have to do on the Brax side. If you want to broadcast from Brax, it's another extra step, but it's actually quite simple. So this is a free option for those of you thinking that you can use Restream.io. Restream.io has some limitations. I cannot use Restream.io. This is why I built this. Restream.io does not work for non-Twitter accounts, meaning if you have a phone number, it doesn't work for that. Restream.io does not do transcoding for free. You have to have a paid account. I believe it's $9.99 a month, and then you have to pay for transcoding per hour. So that's easily a couple $100 a year that you're going to have to pay for to do Restream.io if you're going to use it in its this app is pretty dried up. So if you go to Brax and you're a Periscope VIP, you're welcome. I'll give it to you for free. And just sign up. It doesn't take much. And I'll give you a coupon code, and it'll be valid for 365 days that you can use it for free. Okay, this offer is not forever. I will drop this offer. Yes, I know, Darren. This offer is going to end. I'm not going to offer this. If I have enough people on there, I will stop because I only can handle so much capacity for free. So if I'm going to do this for 30 days. If I get too many in 30 days, then whoever comes in first, you're in. And if you don't come in first, then it's not in. Void where prohibited. So please, but can you go to YouTube? So my people, can somebody demonstrate that I can see YouTube comments here? So we are broadcasting to YouTube, Twitch, Periscope, and BraxMe right now, and I'm monitoring comments on BraxMe and YouTube. BraxMe is not public. The comments are in a private device here. No, I'm not. Wave. I am not transitioning away from Scope. I am expanding my market. No, I'm not. I just mentioned at the beginning of this. That Periscope has some special features that just makes it outstanding, and it's too bad that the people from Periscope aren't really taking advantage. There, Starlight is typing on YouTube right now. Does YouTube give notifications? Yes, I believe YouTube will give you notifications if you give it rights to notify. Yes, I can see YouTube comments. Yesterday, a lot of hello, John. Yesterday, a lot of people made comments on YouTube, and I ignored you because I didn't see. Yes, turn them on. Yes, Instagram basically stole the live idea. You want a demo comment? Okay, so there's Keith in Miami. No delay at all. Very nice test. Okay, so Ben, so there are people there making comments on YouTube. So I will not ignore you if you go to YouTube. If you'd rather watch on YouTube, that's fine with me. You can go on YouTube watch. You can go watch here on Periscope, or if you want to be private like John from Australia, he's commenting from Brax. Okay, so all of those platforms. There's a reason why you may want to go to Brax, because your comment may want to be private. All of these comments are being recorded by many different apps, so it's not, if you're concerned. I had a VPN connected and it would not allow me to bring your video broadcast. Had to disconnect. Yeah, Norma, VPN Tor is a bit slow for video. I don't usually use Tor for video. More weirdos in Periscope though. Yes, there's like to see YouTube blow up and go viral. Well, that's easy for you to say. So anyway, so you're seeing YouTube comments there. That's pretty amazing. I have to say this is the first time we've done this, and it's quite amazing actually that I'll tell you what I'm using right now. I'll do a quick video to show you how you stream to Brax live. It's very very simple. But the biggest problem is okay. We're getting trolls already on Zucking YouTube. We're having trolls already in YouTube. Okay, I can turn on moderation on YouTube, so don't be too eager. Can you make those comments smaller in size? I didn't know if I needed to see it bigger, so I adjusted for small phone. I can adjust the font size of the comments on Periscope, but I didn't know if I would see it if I made it too small. So at the moment I chose a larger font. As I have more experience here, I'll adjust because I'm using an iPad, so I can see it a little bit easier. Those fonts, the font I'm using is probably too big right now, from what I can see. I was testing it on a small phone. Okay, so hello. Okay, there's John. There's John on YouTube as well. Hello, John. So I'm not going to ignore you on YouTube. So you're not going to get ignored on YouTube. So hopefully, as I've experienced this, and I hope those people who are in Periscope and interested in doing this, because I'm doing this this scheme of doing simultaneously, I'm actually building my YouTube following slowly. It's actually I hardly had any followers on YouTube, and it's been growing every day that I've broadcasted. I've only broadcasted twice. This is the third day. Can YouTube see scope comments? No. YouTube does not. YouTube does not see scope comments. Can you see Brax comments? No. Hello, Donzo. I can see Brax comments. How come I didn't get notification from YouTube? Well, I don't know. Why don't you ask YouTube that? Let's make fun of them then. Okay. So anyway, so Hey wants to make fun. Just sub. Thanks for everything. Thank you, Mahuko. Puzzles. Okay. So I'm those people who are causing trouble on YouTube. At least follow me. You can say what you want, but Zucking follow me. Otherwise, you're wasting my energy here. Okay, so what is the advantage of doing this? I'm telling you that from my experience here, you got to do it slowly like this. I'm actually building followers on YouTube. It might take me a year to have some significant numbers, but it's happening. And if I didn't do this, if I just ignore the comments, then I might get no followers. So the fact that I can talk to them. Now, how am I doing this? I'm to get the comments from. By the way, I see that the tree is kind of in the way here. Let me move the tree down. The tree is obstructing the chat bot. There we go. Okay. I just noticed that the tree was on top of the comment. You want me to watch on YouTube and set them straight? Deanna, you can do whatever you want. I can. I think I can have moderators on. I can moderate. Hello, Jane. On Brax. Brax guy's hidden. Get back to squash. Monkey man causing a problem again. Okay, so. I've been doing this on YouTube, and I've been getting followers on YouTube every day. So if I just keep doing this, and hopefully it will expand, and then I'll be able to get the same kind of interaction. No, Monkey Man, I don't see it on the web. I see it on Brax. Yes, I saw the explosion on Brax. Okay, Monkey Man, I don't need to go to the Zucking web. I can see it on Brax Me. Yes. Did you see the nuclear explosion? There was a nuclear explosion. Yes. If you go on Brax, you can see the photo I posted. Okay. Anyway, Fred here is having too much fun. Zucking 15-year-old. Are you allowed to be on YouTube, Fred? Are you allowed to be on YouTube, Fred? Does mommy let you go to YouTube? Geez, we gotta watch out for you. Yeah, I think Fred needs to learn that if he's on YouTube, he's even more easily hacked. Okay? He's more easily hacked on YouTube. Interesting, Fred, dog. Maybe you don't know who I am. I don't think Fred knows who I am, so maybe I need to post I need to post an image here to remind our buddy here who I am. Okay? So Fred is like very secure with himself, but I don't think he knows what's up. Grim Reaper. Yes, it's the Grim Reaper. Okay, so, again, sad news from Steve from Florida today. During to have him pass away right after Christmas here. It's very sad. But one of the things that I want to talk about is the holidays itself, and the fact that I was with family. And my nieces, who are fairly young, came to me and said, we have critical thinking, as one of my nieces said to me. We have critical thinking abilities. My niece is a millennial, okay? A young millennial. And said to me, we have critical thinking abilities. Why don't you give us the reason why we need to care about Zucking Zuckbook? She didn't say Zucking Zuckbook. She was saying Facebook, because she loves Facebook. And the other thing that my niece said, well, I'm a marketer. Two of my nieces are marketers. And they use your data on Zucking Zuckbook. They just love it. They say, we love it. It's target marketing. So we're going to do target marketing. It's going to be our living. We make a living from targeting people based on your profile on Facebook. And it's a lovely thing for them, because it's how they make a living. So to them, being on Facebook and being on social media and doing all this has no consequence for them. So just to show you how bad it was, let me just tell you, we had a gift exchange on Christmas Eve. We had a white elephant gift exchange on Christmas Eve, and the present I got, I told you this yesterday, the present I got was an Amazon Alexa Echo. That's what I got. And I said, when I looked at the package, it said, this looks like an Echo, because it was the size of the box. And then I opened it up, and sure enough, it was an Echo Dot. And so I, shouted at my family, said, "Oh, great! Amazon can now listen to everything I say in this house." Yeah, they did know a little bit of it, but they didn't really know how much I hated Alexa. So anyway, I had to kind of get rid of the Alexa, because otherwise I was just going to use it for a demo here to show you what it looks like here on here on Periscope, so I can show you and demonstrate the product. But I was saying to them, "Oh, good. Everything you say will be recorded and sent to Alexa." And my brother said, "Okay, I'll take it." So he exchanges his gift, to me, with me. He takes the Alexa Echo home, and after everything I said, and I seem to recall he already has an Alexa Echo. So I was like, whoa, he wants 2 Alexa Echoes in his house. So he really wants to be heard. He really wants Amazon to know everything he's doing. And later on, he actually explained to me that he does not use the Alexa Echoes turned off. He just wanted the smart plug that came with it, because he has Google Home, and they use the smart plug. And so he wanted to have the smart plug that came with it, because it was part of the gift. It came with a smart plug, and said, "I just need the smart plug. I don't actually use the Echo." Anyway, that's my brother, and he's maybe he's listening to me a little bit more, and he's starting to get aware. Jericho, what the Zuck, Jericho? So anyway, it was my niece that had an argument with me. Actually had an argument, said, "I don't care. What do I care that Facebook is collecting my data? What do I care? So what? What's it going to do to me? If you can't explain why it's dangerous for me, then I don't care. I like Facebook. I'm going to use Facebook." I mean, I'm so saddened by that, because she said, "Well, I'm an adult. I have critical thinking." She says, "I'm an adult. I have critical thinking," and I said, "I'm not sure you millennials have critical thinking, because if you're not even understanding what the implication is when you give your data to somebody, then you don't have any critical thinking." So I said, "Do you understand what the data's done? What do you understand that that the fact that you're here in this house is known? Do you understand that all of the people that you hung around with, they know? Do you understand that where you went shopping, what church you go to, what store you went to, where you work? All of that is known. Do you understand that they know your habits? They know your financial status. They know your health status. They know your religious beliefs. They know your political beliefs, just from location. Do you know what they know about? Do you know what doxing is? And the fact that if somebody wants to make shame you or embarrass you or call you out, they can just dox you and show your private information in a public forum, like an Instagram. This doesn't bother you at all. So okay, so yeah, it doesn't bother me. Okay, so I had to think to myself about situations that these people just have no conception about what they're doing. And one of them is that they can't distinguish between what should go on Facebook and what should not. So I'll give you an example here. This family we know. We know them from school, actually. They were classmates of our kids, and this young woman went to college, and apparently reported rape to the school. And according to them, the school did not act on the rape allegation, and so she left the school. So that's what we know. Okay, so there was a rape allegation, and she left the school. Okay, so very, very public. Worse yet, the father of this young woman decides to post the entire story and how they reacted to it, to being raped at this school on Facebook. And you're telling me that these people can distinguish between what is safe to put on Facebook and what is not. And mind you, we're at a stage here where they're not even understanding that whatever you post on Facebook can never be deleted. Why would you fucking post something that you can never delete? Would you want your kids 30 years from now to go read that zucking stuff on Facebook about your zucking life that will never ever be deleted? Is that something you want your kids 30 years from now to see? I don't know, people. According to my niece, they have critical thinking abilities. According to my niece, they have critical thinking abilities. And now I beg to differ, because these kinds of decisions are being made which show they have zero thinking abilities. Zero. They cannot understand the implication of what it is they do. They have no idea. So they go on the internet and post something and say, okay, have you ever thought that whatever you post is going to be there forever? I mean, that alone. Do I need to say more? If you're just aware of the fact that everything that you post is going to be there forever, you're not going to react to that? You're not going to react to that? And apparently, I'm the weird one. According to my niece, yeah, you're the weird guy, because you're like telling us that we need to care, and we don't really need to care, because we're having a happy life with Facebook and Instagram. And I'm going to tell you many more examples. Family infighting. As you know, you can't delete whatever's posted on Facebook. So there you are on this platform where you have your real name on it. This is one of the worst things you can do about Facebook, is have your real name. So you're on a platform, you're using your real name. And one thing that happened now, is when you have a relative have a little bit of a spat with you in public, everyone can see that. Everyone can see that. So Devious Cowboy, okay, goes on Facebook and says, okay, I'm going to call, my ex-wife a slut. And I'm going to call the new guy the housebreaker. And I'm going to do that in public. This actually happened. It was like, and then somebody comes to me and said, what do I do? What do I do? I'm being accused in public. How do I respond? So, you go back and forth and attack each other in public with your real name. For goodness sake, with your real name. This is not like you're on Instagram here. This is on Facebook. You have your real name on there. Your classmates, your relatives. Some people even have office workers on there. And they're posting that, and it's like, can't you distinguish between, can you compartmentalize parts of your life? Do you understand that, your life isn't open to the rest of the world? I'll give you an example. Do you follow or friend your boss on Facebook? Do you friend your boss on Facebook? If your boss asks to friend you and you don't friend back, that would be considered an insult, right? That would be considered an insult to your boss. So now you're forced now to say, okay, I guess I got to go friend my boss. But do I really want my boss to look at my personal life? Because we can't zucking distinguish in social media. And so my niece said, "Oh, we don't really care about all this." I'm going to tell you, there's some even worse things that I'm not going to talk about. That these family members have posted on the internet, and I'm just like, I'm flabbergasted at the kind of stuff they would put on there that they would regret seeing 30 years from now. They will regret having posted things about their lives. 30 years from now, they're going to say, why did I do that? Do I really want my kids to see this? It's a very, very simple thing. Do I want my kids to see this? Do I want a future employer to see this? Knowing it can't be erased. And it's really sad that I have to have this discussion with by the way, I didn't convince any of my millennial relatives to change behavior. I did not. They actually, when I'm not looking, they're talking about how they enjoyed Instagram. They it went out this ear out the other. It's like we want to ignore this guy, our uncle. Are you saying the victim should be embarrassed? Do you really want to explain? Do you really want enlighten up? Are you saying that you need to talk about that and have a permanent record to people who you hardly know, to know that you accuse somebody of rape in college? Is that something you really want somebody to discuss about 30 years ago, when that's not a big part of your life 30 years from now? Are you saying that's cool? Sounds like something you should discuss elsewhere, like in court. But to do it in social media? So what do you want? The court of public opinion? Well, a future employer doesn't care about that. A future employer said, okay, maybe you're damaged good. Maybe you're psychologically affected by all this. Maybe we don't want you as an employee because you had some terrible experiences in your life. I can't imagine that being a positive. How is that a positive? Maybe in this Me Too environment, you say, okay, I'm a Me Too. Okay, so police reports are not public. Enlighten up. I don't know if there's a police report. I don't know if there's a police report. You're making an assumption. Do you want your family fights to be known to your employer? Do you want the fact that you had a problem with your ex and because you slept around and that's now on social media, and you want that for employers to see? Do you really want that to be discussed by a future boyfriend, a future husband, a future kid? Do you really want that? Well, in this case, the person posting it is saying, I want it to be everyone's business. I want to post it on social media. I want it to be everyone's business. And I'm saying, wow, that's the millennial mentality. They don't really care. They think there are no consequences to this. And I had to tell them a story that they didn't really understand. I said, when I was young, I lived in a dictatorship. When I was young, I lived in a dictatorship. Now, if I lived in a dictatorship and somebody got a hold of my social media to see what I thought, I could be in jail. I could be in jail. Now, the fact of the matter is, people are speaking out now. They don't know what the world is going to be like 20 years, 30 years from now. They have no idea. And so they speak out an opinion in public, and 30 years from now, they could be judged by somebody. Somebody who doesn't like them will judge them in a certain way. especially if you tend to have a more aggressive opinion about certain things, like, you know, politics. And they're reacting, well, that's not going to happen in America. It's not going to happen in America. You know, this is America. We have freedom here. It's not going to happen. No, it happened already. So for people who don't recall history, you have to go back to the McCarthyist period, where there was a hunt for everyone on the left, and the people on the left were identified as communists, and they were blacklisted from jobs. It was a bit subtle, but they started not getting jobs and opportunities in Hollywood and government, and they didn't know why, and it turns out that they were in a blacklist. People forget that Nixon himself ordered a list of gay people to be made, ordered J. Edgar Hoover to create a list of gay people so that it can be used to discriminate against gay people who work in government. And people are saying, well, you know, this is America. It's not going to happen. It's like, people, no one had this kind of capability to do this before. And we're now entrusting this data. At one time when I was doing my scopes, I was saying, well, you know, this data was you know, focused on Zuckerberg and, you know, and the people at Google, you know, Brin and so on the Google platform. But now, as it turns out, and this is something I already told you, yes, Edgar Hoover was gay, yes, or a cross-dresser. So what happened now, and this, I revealed this to you, you know, a couple weeks ago, was that all of your data is being sold now. It's not in the hands of Google and Facebook. I thought it was in the hands of Google and Facebook. As it turns out, it's being sold en masse for a price, so that anyone could buy this data about the locations of Monkey Man or Starlight. So they can actually say, well, I want to know where Monkey Man has been and who he's been with. And surprisingly, they have that information. This is, you know, it's very shocking to know that we can't really stop this. And our reaction is, we don't care. Our reaction, or the reaction of the reaction of, well, I'm going to move the squash then to the other side to make you happy. There. The reaction of the millennials, you know, I don't care about this. It's not important to me. There's no consequence to data being stolen. And I was like saying to myself, you don't even understand the kind of programs they have that can predict behavior based on what they know about you. So again, I got to repeat the story because I don't know, we have a short memories in here. Of course, Monkey Man, Jay, you can leave. It doesn't work for you. You can leave. So you know, it's this isn't what I like. There's so much going on the screen here. What's going on the screen other than me and the Zucking microphone? That's in the center of the Zucking screen. Anyway, Monkey Man always made to interrupt. That's all he does, interrupt. Okay, so why do I care what you think, Monkey Man? Why do I care what you think? I only look at the numbers. If the numbers are good, then it must be good. Repeat it. If the numbers are not good, then stop doing it. I don't know why I need to care what you say about it. Okay, so we look at this and we say, well, there's no consequence to somebody having access to this much data? Apparently, there's no consequence to having access to this much data, according to the young millennials. Well, you see, they don't know what it's like to know what kind of data is actually available. So one of the things that is quite interesting to note. One of the things that's quite interesting to note is what you can do with the amount of data they have. And let me just tell you what kind of data they might have, okay? One of the companies that has so much of this data, because they're in the data gathering business, is Palantir. So Palantir has the data that we're talking about. Palantir has your public data with your locations, your public data with that is stealing from your phone and buying that up. Has your social media data that's leaked out of Facebook, all of it, which means they know who you follow, all the locations you've been to, all of your photos with facial recognition, all of your friends in their photos and who's been tagged, all of your contacts in the contact list. So they have a relationship map. They have a relationship map that shows who you're connected to. All of your political beliefs, since you've been pounding Facebook with all of your opinions, all of the things you hate, your financial status, how many trips you've taken, where you've taken your trips, where you go to church, how often you go to church, if you go to synagogue, how often you do that, or if you go to your mosque and how often you do that. If you are pro-Trump, anti-Trump, pro-Clinton, if you're a socialist, if you're a right-wing Nazi, all of that is known. If you're gay, if you're not gay, how many times you're seeing the doctor. Now, that's the part that is in social media. Now, what about the part that it's correlated to that is not in social media? And this is the difficulty here that people don't understand, that it's all connected because they have the same identifiers. Anyone that can identify a connecting fact or connecting key creates what is called an index. You can look up something on two different platforms based on a key, like a phone number, an address, an IP address. Okay, and we're collecting these records right now as we speak. Now, that data now is connected to what they stole at Equifax. So Equifax has data that was stolen. They got that. They got all the data from Cambridge Analytica. Just so you understand, the effect of what happened at Cambridge Analytica, they were able to actually generate a personality profile on every single Zucking American. 200 million personality profiles. My gosh. To be able to gauge your personality, and you say that they can't use that? They can say, well, who can we manipulate here? Oh, we have a population here that's gullible. Let's pound the gullible people with fake Zucking news, and maybe we can instigate some sort of a rebellion or revolution or something. Find somebody that's easily triggered, and they actually, they broke it down with, certain types of people in there. What are you, introvert, extrovert, and so on. So if I can find these types of personalities and say, well, we've market tested this particular group of people and they react well to a certain agenda, a certain story, a certain narrative. Okay, we've tested the fact that this group reacts well to the Pizzagate narrative. We found that a group of people react well to the deep state narrative. We found a group of people that reacts well to a Russian narrative. Whatever narrative happens to be, I can make it up. And I can test market it to these people, and these people say, well, you can't influence me. Are you Zucking naive? Apparently these people are so naive, they don't really have any idea. They don't really have any idea that it's not about you. If there's 10 of you and you say, well, if there's 100 of you and you say, well, I'm so smart, I can't be manipulated. What about the Zucky 99 of you? What if you're not manipulated and the 99 are and they vote? What the Zuck happens to you? You really want that? That's why this country right now is so divided and so many people are on extremes, because people are pushing buttons based on targeting the marketing to specific beliefs. You're feeling isolated. Why are you feeling isolated there? I can see you. Silly Willy. I can see every comment you make. You're not making a comment. If you make a comment, I'll read the comment, and then you will see that I'm paying attention to you. Old rule of war, divide and conquer. Well, apparently the millennials have no experience with war. They don't understand, manipulation. They don't understand how that can be used, against you. They don't understand that your life may not be the same, because in the history of mankind, we've never had a situation when we had this, where we have so much data accumulated about each and every person. Now, so some of you are thinking, you're still kind of talking, out of, context of our life experience, and this doesn't really concern us. In spite of what I just told you, they just say, well, that's still not important. They can track me all they want. Okay, guess what, people? Guess what? China. So we now have a population in China that is going to be scored. They're going to be scored by the Chinese government socially. So in China, they're going to say, okay, we're going to give you pluses and minuses based on your social, score. And we're saying, well, that's never going to happen here. Are you crazy? You don't think? Well, let me just tell you examples of this. A British insurance company actually said, we want to determine your auto insurance based on your social media. Okay, so they want to determine insurance from social media. And you don't think that your social media is being used for insurance, but let me just say this. It would be a simple matter, and they probably are doing it now, to find you in social media and see if you are a risk for life insurance. So an underwriter can easily check your social media, because that's sold using in companies like Intellius and Spokeo are selling your information from social media. Okay? And they're selling that information, and they can now say, well, you are kind of an insurance risk, because I see you were partying with a cigar and you claim to be not a smoker, but there you are. And you can't delete that. It's on Zucking Zuck book. We saw you with a Zucking cigar, and so therefore we are going to deny you insurance. How about this? Wasn't it Grindr? Grindr, the gay hookup app, or the dating app for gay people, and they actually had HIV status on there. HIV status stated on Grindr. The doctors don't help you anyway. Well, that's too bad, Chewbacca. My Grindr is for something else. So, hello, Holistic Dad. People with low social score might have a low chance of TV entertainment jobs. So I don't know what to say to my millennial nieces. I don't know what to say. You know, they said they had critical thinking. Honestly, I'm going to conclude that they have none of that. It saddens me because being a guy that's in tech, that handles data, you know, one of the things that I used to handle was medical data. You know, I had access to millions and millions of medical records. I had access to millions and millions of medical records, and which meant I had access to the medical records of even famous people. And you know, I know what kind of surgeries they had. I know what kind of things they had done to themselves, and or whatever elements they have. I know that, and I'm saying to myself, can you imagine if somebody had access to that and put it out in the press? And what would stop somebody from doing it? Well, what stops somebody from doing it is, I guess, those of us who had access apparently just happened to be good people. But what if we weren't? So when you start to understand the implications of having that kind of data collected on you, I don't like it. Do I really like the fact that every click I make on the internet is being stored? Which is going to be a different topic. Let me just tell you something that's kind of interesting, that just to show you just how sad the state of affairs is. Okay? Hey Van, let me just tell you an example. So here we are. Here I am broadcasting on YouTube. So I'm going to say something bad about YouTube. Let me see if YouTube censors me. So this is the question I raised to myself. I know that Google tracks everything I do. Now I have an option. On Google to say pause collection of location, pause collection of history, pause collection of search, pause collection of all this. You can do that in your Google privacy profile. Okay, so I paused all that. Yet I go to multiple computers and I still see the same kind of suggestions on search on different computers. So I say, okay, did it really pause? Now here I am logged out of YouTube, and I do searches. Okay? And then I log into YouTube, and it doesn't matter that I used a logged out account to do my YouTube searches. My actual account was reacting to what I searched for in my logged out account. In other words, they're still tracking me. So, as an example, here I am with my pistol here, right? So, okay, I have my pistol here. So I said, okay, I'm going to go check out YouTube videos on pistols, okay? Then I go to YouTube with my account, with my logged in account, my Braxme logged in account, and suddenly I get gun videos. Oh, come on. Isn't that obvious? So, and I never search for gun videos while on my YouTube account. So, explain that to me. Or I don't search for jazz on my YouTube account, but I search for jazz on when I'm logged out. Yet I go to my normal YouTube account and jazz things come out. Okay, somebody could say it because of my broadcast, some of them were jazz. Okay, yeah, but some specific artists? I don't know. Specific artists I search for? With specific names of songs? No. Can't be. It's because they're doing zucking browser fingerprinting. So we can't even escape this now. That's not going to help you. You can use Brave browser all you want. It's going to be browser fingerprinted.
It's going to be browser fingerprinted just as well with Brave or not Brave. Not going to help you. Not going to help you. No, these are search engine things we're talking about here. I'm talking about YouTube. So the only way to prevent this is to do browser isolation. You set aside a specific browser just used for Google, and then you don't do anything else but Google on that browser. That's the only way to do it. No, not Tor browser. I mean a specific browser. So let's say you have Firefox, Firefox, Chrome, Brave, Safari. What else? I'm not going to say Opera. Okay, but there's Chromium. Okay, here. So you have several browsers, let's say. And you have to decide, okay, I'm going to use Chrome for Google, but if I'm going to do something else, I'm not going to use Chrome. I'm going to use Firefox. If I'm going to use something else, I'm going to use Safari. If I'm going to do something else, if I'm going to go to Instagram or Facebook, I'm going to use Brave. So that's the only way to do this, because then they can't pass data that way, because the browser fingerprint will not identify you since you're using a different browser. But look at the type of stuff that I have to do to make it like a game where I'm keeping them from getting information, and yet the millennials are saying, well, we don't really care about that. Who cares? So what if they get my IP address? So what if you get the IP address? What's the difference? Do you know people, millennials, to my nieces, that if you don't use a VPN, that everything you do that's browser fingerprinted is matched to your specific location within 6 feet? It's bad enough I get browser fingerprinted, but at least if they can't isolate who I am, they just know I'm somebody using the same browser with this computer, but they don't know exactly where I am. I'd rather have that than give them complete data and say, well, not only am I doing all these activities, and these are the kind of websites I've been visiting, and on top of that, I have this exact location. And the millennials react and say, well, we don't care. This is not important. Steve from Florida is a very good friend. He's also in Brax me. Very, very big supporter. He has all my products. Steve from Florida is, and very good friend. In fact, I met him personally, pushed him around, and brought him a wheelchair, and I wheelchaired him around town while we ate in a restaurant, and I pushed him around in a wheelchair. And that man, in spite of his difficulties, he can't even walk and hardly even get in and out of the can't get in and out of a car, and that man is just full of kindness. Such a never complained. Never complained. And such a big support of me. He's a very, very big supporter of mine. He's always on Brax, always talking to me in Brax. He doesn't always post in public in Brax. He was posting his daily census schedule on Brax, and he would talk to me personally all the time. Yeah, such a kind person. Such a kind person. And when we talked, and when we met, as it turns out, we have so many similar background. He used to work in healthcare systems as well. Yeah, he was endorsing my VPN. He has my VPN as my Tor router. He's just this is yes, I know, Starlight. He's Never complained. I mean, it's like just amazing for all the suffering he had. He never presented that face. He had cancer. He had cancer apparently, and I know he had multiple organ failure when he went to the hospital for the last 60 days. And he was telling me the story of how difficult it was because of the organ failure. So it was incredible that he actually even got out of the hospital. He didn't think he was going to get out of there. So anyway, it's he will be missed. Yes, he and such a yes, Jericho, and such a he would actually scope about what I scope about. He would talk about what I talk about. He was I don't think he was. Was he even 60? I would have thought he was in his late 50s. Somebody else can confirm, but late 50s. Yes, that's what I would have guessed. He was in his late 50s. But he was very, very heavy. He was very, very heavy, and in fact he was so big that he couldn't stand. His legs couldn't support him. So I had to wheel him around in a wheelchair. So I wheeled him around in a wheelchair when I met him, and fortunately I had a wheelchair. So just had a birthday. Yes, fortunately I had a wheelchair, so I was able to wheel him around, and because he couldn't really walk anymore. And I said, wow, for someone who can't walk, and you take a trip to California from Florida just to see his friends from Periscope. It's amazing. Well, he may have lost weight from, well, I don't know if you can tell that, because he always scopes from this way up, so you may not be able to see how big he is, but he's actually kind of big. I'll miss his sunset scopes. But it's his kindness I will miss. It's a kind man. He's a very, very kind man. We're talking about Steve from Florida. He's retired, but he used to be a healthcare software developer. I was a healthcare software developer, and so was he. And he did like billing systems. He did like administrative systems for healthcare, and that's what he sold and maintained. He did, custom programming for a product that he took over, and that's what he was doing with this very unusual, rare language, and that's what he was living on. And then he retired. He has an adult daughter. He has an adult daughter. Too many selfies. So anyway, it's yes, there's a daughter, and a new grandbaby. Yes, and he lived in a condo in Florida. I have his address and his real name, of course. I remember last week he scoped driving, and it felt like riding around with Steve. Yes. So these are kind of like, shocking news that we get. This is the difference about Periscope. It's because we have a community here. We have a community, and, this is not like I'm just talking on YouTube. This is why YouTube is going to be different, than Periscope. That's why I if I can help it, I'll never leave Periscope, because Periscope has the capability of developing a community and developing a friendship that's not possible with just being a broadcaster on YouTube. So, and this is how we build friendships like Steve, because we actually know each other. Yes. So very, very saddened by this, and he and I have known each other for a very, very long time. Pretty much since the beginning of my my time on Periscope. He's been following me since then, and he's been, he's of course a regular on Brax Me. So same with you, yes. So anyway, it's so sad to hear that, and but then Steve was suffering too. So he didn't show his suffering, but he was. So at least he doesn't have to suffer. So, but he's like a joy to all of us. He gave us joy. He was in silence always. Yes, I remember he being here when I first started watching your scopes. Yes, so Steve is of course a regular. He's always on my scopes, and would stay up very, very late, and he never demonstrated it to us. Yes, it's funny, he when I met him here in L.A., he scoped right after, a few minutes after I left him. He scoped, and I was watching him scope, and he was comfortable in his chair, and he only showed the upper part of his body, and you can't actually see how difficult it was for him to even get into that chair. It was so difficult for him to even get into the chair. It was so difficult for him to move. So, Snarky, why are you giving me a thumbs down? Snarky's giving me a thumbs down. I don't ever recall the guy. Was he? Oh yeah, he was. Yes, he couldn't stand. Couldn't stand. He's basically, because he was so heavy that his legs couldn't support his body. It is Thursday, Angel. Yes, and always smiling. Yes, just so happy that so many of you remember him, especially, such. Hello, Karen. Karen, are you gonna be watching on YouTube now, or where are you gonna be watching, or are you gonna watch on Brax? Where's your home base gonna be? I know your surfer base. I know that. I didn't want to announce it. Do I need to announce it? Well, you just announced your real name to everyone. These comments being flashed on screen are covering up the cleavage. I would have thought he was just hospitalized. I wouldn't even have thought he was just hospitalized. Yes, he was LTNS. Yes, he was in the hospital for 60 days, and he had organ failure. He had multi-organ failure, and basically that alone. He was actually very cautious about me complaining about his Snapchat. Yeah, don't harp on my Snapchat, Rob, says Steve from Florida. Because I tell you about watching out for your social media. But Steve was good though. He never he was careful to protect his real identity. So yeah, I don't like the multiplier. Rob says, Rob. How do you get robbed, Kelp? I'm here on Periscope, and I am reacting to every comment on Periscope. If anyone is being robbed, it's the people on YouTube, because they don't see what your comments are. Okay. Where are the cougars? Is hunting for a date over here in my scope. Are you sure in the right spot? He was so upbeat and loved life. Yes. So attaboy. So anyway, let's celebrate the goodness of this guy, Steve, from Florida. Celebrate the goodness of this man that is just just a joy to all of us. What was the comment from YouTube? I don't mind who see what name I have. They can keep up with the changes. More power to them. Yes, I know, Karen, you're going to change your name or have changed your name, so we'll never keep track of it. Yes, Karen, I know, I know. So, yeah, you can change your name on YouTube, though, so, you call yourself Karen Surfer Babe. Seattle Huskies are going to the Rose Bowl, my home. Anyway, so that was my experience. It was Surfer Karen, yes. One of the problems I have, you know, on the holidays was having to talk to relatives, and that's what I was talking about. And it was kind of depressing. Yes, I can see your comment, Van. Snarky's like, okay, Snarky gave me a thumbs up now, but yeah, I had to look up because I wasn't looking up the comments. Yes, we did get to know Steve, and not only that, we he has a page on Braxme as well. I want to see it succeed, Tony. I'll try till my. So anyway, sad to not about Steve. I think we should all be grateful about Steve. Should all be grateful about Steve, but I'm saddened by my experience with my family. Saddened about my experience with my family over the holidays because I said to myself, I am Zucked. Yes, Marty Bob. It is. I'm at In and Out Yum. I'm saddened by what I heard from. You're at In and Out. You're having In and Out burgers. Okay, that's worried that when someone is banned on one platform, the other's banned too. That makes an assumption that you're so famous they can ban you on multiple platforms. Yes, I briefly got a Dot. I briefly got an Echo Dot or Alexa Dot, and my brother took it from me. He said, I'll take it. So he took my Alexa Dot. So fortunately, I didn't get to keep the Alexa Dot because I don't know what I'm going to do with it, except to keep it in a box and show you. I should have kept the box so I can show you as a demo. I went to WSU. Perdizzle. So in case for the newbies here, I am broadcasting on YouTube. I'm broadcasting on Twitch. I'm not monitoring Twitch. I'm broadcasting on Brax. I can see comments on Brax. Yes, you picked the right thumb, Snarky, and then and Donzo. Hello, Perdizzle, and I'm broadcasting on YouTube. Slowly building my following on YouTube. I wonder how many followers I have on YouTube. I wonder if I got any new followers. Did I get any more followers on YouTube? So, for those of you who are not following me on YouTube, I don't think I got any new followers on YouTube. That's too sad. So for those of you who are not following me on YouTube, my YouTube is Brax Me. Okay, I got a few followers on YouTube, not many though. So please follow me on YouTube. My account is Brax space me. Yes, Brat. I can see your comment, Brat. I may need to do some moderation on Bratwurst. We had some new tradition made and old ones passed on. So this is gonna be a YouTube lawless. Actually, I have moderation on YouTube. There's some. I can, for example, you can't type NSA. Thank you, Deanna. You can't type NSA, CIA, FBI, Intellink.gov. You can't type that on YouTube. I have moderation, whatever words I put on there, so you can't type that on YouTube. So I got you there. So if you try to go on YouTube and type those words, it's gonna get rid of you. So, yep, I don't have to worry about keeping an eye on NSA and CIA and all that on YouTube. Don't type that here. That's going to be a blockable offense. So, but glad to say that's not going to be an issue on YouTube. We played a rapping game with a hand and cooking mittens. The Zuck. The Zuck is that? It's always have to be Z for Zuck. Yes, Karen. Yes. Nice function white displayed on Periscope. Yes. So I will make the font smaller. It looks like I can make the font smaller on for YouTube, but that is more personal thing. You don't promote vinyl, so what's the worry? I don't want to be in their computer programs. Kelp. Thank you for following NFO Bank. Please follow me on YouTube. Yes. What's the point of all this broadcast if you don't follow me on YouTube? This is actually a test run. This is a test run to see. Someday we'll get there. My heart is so broken because of Steve. Well, just think of the joy. You know, we always think of the sad part and think about the joy of knowing this man and the fact that he lived a good life. It's a crazy game. YouTube comments are, yes, I will make it smaller. I will make it smaller. I'm going to do it now, but I can make the comments smaller. What would Steve want us to do? Knowing Steve, he would want us to celebrate his life, not be sad. I know Steve. He would want us to celebrate his life and not think of it sadly. And if it's true that he died in his sleep, then, you know, it's certainly not the worst way to go. He would say mourn a little bit, then move on. Yeah, he just seemed like he was doing well lately. Is indestructible a real word? If you wanted to, can we use different font sizes here? I can use different font sizes, happy and play music. Yes. Can you? Can we have different fonts on YouTube? Yes. As there are more comments on YouTube, I can increase the font size. I can decrease the font size on YouTube. I can also make it disappear faster. I worry Rob is taking on too many comment feeds. This is what happens when you grow. I'm not. The YouTube font size is great for us older folks. I want giant fonts. Well, I have an iPad and it's a little bit big. It's a little bit big. So I believe I also have a emoji moderation on YouTube. Also on YouTube, I have. If you put all caps, I can block you if you put all caps in. So I don't know if I turn that on. Can somebody try putting in all caps? Okay, so I can block that. I don't believe I did, but I can. Okay, so type NSA Bratwurst. Type NSA. Type NSA CIA FBI. Well, I don't have to do anything different. All caps. I'm not blocking all caps yet. I will. NSA. It didn't get screen. Zuck. Bratwurst. It failed. Okay, I guess the moderation is not working. Moderation is not working. Okay, so don't type that there then. NZA, there you go. Zuck failed. We should have maybe not typed all three of them at once. We should have only typed one, like FBI first. All keeping it safer, by the way. NZA. We're all on the list now. No, you're not on YouTube, so I cannot see you. I can't see you. I must be doing something wrong. I can't see if anyone else is commenting on your Brax broadcast. Hobie Sailor, so why did your family sadden you at Christmas? Hobie Sailor, because my millennial nieces did not feel that they have anything to worry about with the loss of privacy and the data collection. They embraced it. They said, this is actually good. Sparky 16. They said, it's actually, my name is fake, but my picture is real. Zuck, Smarty Bob. No, I'm triple Zuck. Zuck it. So see, now we're getting comments on YouTube now. Comments on YouTube. So hopefully if I do this, every day and I get a few more followers on Periscope and a few more followers on YouTube, that a year from now I will look back and say, look, I got a large number of followers now on YouTube, because it's hard to build followers on YouTube, people. Now, one of the things I'm going to change now, you can type NSA on Brax, Van. You can type CIA, NSA, FBI, bad words. You can type anything on Brax. Nobody's going to catch you on Brax. If you're on Brax, you can type anything. Okay? So, Brax is safe. You blame Lily Langtree? What the fuck does that mean? Now that I have to forgive the now that I respect Rob, I have to forgive the yam pick. Why? Yes, you can say poop. You can say poop any place, but you can say shit on Brax. Do you ever see YouTube and Facebook rethinking how they ban people? By the way, if you're not following me on YouTube, please follow me on YouTube. It's Brax space me. I have Rob Braxman there as well, but the one I'm using right now to broadcast is Brax me. Please follow me on YouTube. A lot of exciting things planned. I will always be broadcasting YouTube as long as it's not music. As long as it's not music. This is what I'm going to do now, folks. I can type. Yes, you can type that. Van, you can type that. So as long as it's not music, I will broadcast on YouTube. But this is something that I am going to do from here on. I am not going to do a music portion on my scope and include it in YouTube video. So I have to do something different. I may have to do music scopes on a separate day. I am not going to combine the music, at least any known music, with what I do here on Periscope, because they will cite me for copyright violation, copyright infringement, and then what the fuck is that, bratwurst? And then a dancing scope, and then they will not allow me to monetize in any of my broadcasts. So, can I make the screen of broadcast bigger on Brax? If you're on a computer, you can fill up the whole screen. Van, if you're using a Mac, don't you have a Mac? You can blow it up. You can fill up. My face can fill up the screen. If you do it on your phone, you can do it sideways and fill up the screen as well, but you won't see my comments. Need a sexy female singer? What happened to my dancers? I had dancers. Can't find my dancers. I used to have my K-pop dancers in here, and now I can't find it. What does Zuck happen to my K-pop dancers, people? iPad? Yeah, you can twist it sideways and use the full screen. I have a kind of a sizing problem on an iPad, so I'll do better on that on the next round. Okay? So I'm let me see if I can. No, I guess I can't find my my dancers. So that's another one of them that gets attention on here, and I don't have right now. We need the squash to shake their thing. Then I will shake it for you. Oops, shaking the wrong thing here. Oops. You know, Streamlabs is buggy. There, shake it. Shake it. Shake it. Sparky is very mad because, like, why do you have this obscenity on here? And it's like, you consider squash obscenity? But whatever works, you know. Without being obscene, I get people to come in here. So you should invent a competitor to YouTube, make it more like Periscope. I don't have that kind of money. Get jiggy with it. ArchTMF. Hey, Sailor. What's up? Sailor from my north. I figured it out. I'm a newbie. Okay, twerking squash. So I will not play music anymore. I'll just talk, till my broadcast ends. And this will be, I have to kind of adapt to a new style here. Vimeo. What about Vimeo? How are you doing? Of course, I remember you, my friend. You live up in Santa Barbara area. Of course, I have a very good memory. Once you've identified yourself with me, so with your ASCAP license, you're not covered. YouTube does not cover ASCAP from YouTube. Oxnard, yeah, close enough. All caps, yes. Yeah, so no, ASCAP covers me on Brax. So if you play music on Brax, I paid for it. You didn't pay for it. I should ask you to help contribute to that, but I'm paying for it for you broadcasting on Brax. Give us a little meet up on the fly music. Yeah, I suppose I could give you on the fly music without any. I can't really play any music that. Does YouTube still limit people 10 minutes? No, I'm broadcasting for hours on YouTube. No, live is unlimited. I'm doing hours on YouTube. So my last broadcast was 2.5 hours. This one is so far 2 hours. I wonder if our Christmas song considered Good Night, Holistic Deb. Why? Where are you going, Holistic Deb? Are Christmas songs considered copyrighted? About now. You need your beauty rest. Yes. Holistic Deb. Thank you for coming by, Holistic Deb. So, Holistic Deb, so make sure you heard about what I said. If you're a VIP broadcaster, you come to Brax.me and get your coupon, and I'll give you a 1-year free ability to restream using Brax Live for free. And that will allow you to restream to Twitch, to YouTube, Periscope, BraxMe, and obviously Twitter. So, okay, so yes, I know the mic. So come over to Brax, get your coupon code, upgrade your account, and it's a very simple matter to stream on it. All you need to do is to get the restreaming address, and then you're done. No, a lot of the songs I play are from the 1940s, and they're still hitting it. So all I have to do is not play a melody, and then they're not going to complain. Okay, so yes, Holistic Deb, I'll take the hit. I'll pay for you to enjoy restreaming. All I have to do is have you go there, and hopefully you'll return the favor someday or bring your followers. How do we become a VIP in Brax? There's a top list right now in Brax. Music rights could be easier if the companies paid for, like on Brax, I paid for the licensing, but they don't want to pay for it.
Crazy. Okay, what can I play here that's not going to cause a copyright violation? If this is, I just can't play the melody. Just can't play the melody. Look at the difficulty here. I'm going to play this, and it's going to be hard not to play the melody here. Okay, this is going to be hard. Let's see what I can do. That's what I have to do with YouTube, guys. I won't even say the name of the tunes that I'm playing, but you can guess it on your own. Because I don't want them coming to me and say, hey, you knowingly violated copyright. You can't copyright chord changes. You can't copyright chord changes, so I can play whatever I want. As long as I don't use the melody. melody. Actually, it's easy. I don't have to play the melody. How about this one? This is one that's hard to play without a melody, but we'll see. Because this is Richard's favorite song. Okay? Richard's favorite song. Didn't pay attention to the rest of the scope when I just said I can't play any recognizable song because YouTube will ban it. So I'm playing songs you don't recognize, or I will not make you recognize it. So this is the song I got banned on YouTube for. This one. We're gonna give it a try. Let's see if we can make this work. Let me just ignore everything I just said. Let me just ignore everything I just said. And he's asking for a specific tune. And what did I just say? So here. This is how difficult it is. Well, it's not really difficult, but. it's up to you to guess what it is I'm playing, because I'm not even going to state the songs I'm playing there. Anyway, that's enough. It's kind of hard to do that, you know. Make up a melody, then have to remember the melody. Hello, Spider-Man. Who's Spider-Man? Who's Spider-Man? Spider-Man, did you just come in? Spider Marketing. Thanks for all that jazz. Okay, Mandel, thank you. So anyway, we will do this as a regular thing. What Santa leave me as a gift in your home? It's great. That is a real. Well, that's what jazz is. You're coming up with alternate melodies. I just can't remember what I played. If I make up a melody at the beginning, I may not remember what the melody is by the time I get to the end. So anyway, I'm going to be doing this on a regular basis. Again, as you can see, there's very little negative impact on having YouTube at the same time. Well, I get a few followers from YouTube every time, and there's not really a big negative to it, except for the fact that I'm gonna curtail my playing of music that may be characterized as copyright violation, even though I'm playing the music. So hopefully, other than that, I don't think we had really a problem here. I think I got 9 subscribers so far. I got 9 subscribers so far on YouTube. So if you please follow me, if you have a YouTube account, my account on YouTube is BraxMe. I also have a Rob Braxman account, BraxSpaceMe, and I would appreciate a follow on YouTube. And in case anything happens to Periscope, at least we know that we have YouTube. So yes, I'm getting approximately 10 follows a night. So if I do this 365 days a year, that could give me 3,600 followers by the end of the year. If what gifts do you receive on Christmas Day? This is what I got. This is what I got, Lenny. This is what I got. Oh, wrong one. That's the old one. This is what I got. This is the new one. So, yep. This one is, I can strip it down for you right here. I can do field strip right here. You can actually do field strip right here. So, yep. And a dot. No, I gave the dot away. So I can do field strip right here. Blindfolded? Yeah, sure. That would be great, but don't forget, as you go to word of mouth, makes the numbers go faster. Well, where's your word of mouth, Starlight? How many people followed me based on your word of mouth on YouTube? How many people have followed me based on your word of mouth on YouTube? By the way, this is not real, but I took out the yellow tip, the orange tip, so it looks real. It really looks so real. My gosh. This looks so realistic. It's just this is a Colt replica, and it's this is Zucking. It's actually everything is metal, including the barrel, so you can disassemble like the real thing. So it's actually it feels even the weight and balance of it is just like the real one. But what do I know about the real one? So real cops will shoot you real quick. Well, you don't ducky walk out of the house with this. You might as well walk out with a real one. If you're gonna walk out of the house with this, then you're gonna might as well use a real gun, because it's not gonna be a difference. But this one is this one is not real. So if somebody comes to me, we're gonna block you in Periscope or YouTube because you're showing guns. No, it's not real. It's a replica. How do you know it's not real? Because there's the CO2 right there. CO2. CO2. And if you want to know for sure, there we go. Here we go.
There, CO2. It's our prop. No, I didn't punch a hole in the. I didn't punch a hole in a wall. Nothing happened to the wall. And sorry again for those with PTSD. Better to walk out with a harmonica. Yes, John. I will do that. 44 Magnum Automag. Keith in Miami. So, yep. So, probably have many people angry at me now. So, trying to not make typos. I'm on some medicine mix. You're on a medicine that makes me sleepy. That's very interesting. How do I get sleepy from your medicine? That's very interesting how that happens. Your medicine makes me sleepy. Did I lose followers? Oh yeah, I gained 10 followers so far. Okay, so yes, please follow me on YouTube. My YouTube is Brax Me. So we need to make sure that we have an insurance policy. Did I say that? Let me check. Yes, you said that makes you sleepy. Can I shoot pepper balls with a slingshot? You can do whatever you want. Arch DMF. You can do whatever you want. Everything is possible in life. And you're not going to get censored on my scope for that. You can shoot that if you want. It makes me sleepy. Okay. So anyway, we will do a regular broadcast on YouTube like this. I'm going to drop. I'm going to. Peter, how are you doing, Peter? I'm going to. I could sleep with that gun. Anyway, that was. I'm just reading comments there. I was not. I didn't say that. Donzo said that. Someone would be offended by a harmonica. How are you doing, Peter? I said Peter is a ex-soldier. Peter's an ex-soldier, and I said, so Peter, are you like a sharpshooter in the military? And Peter said, no, I was in IT. God. Oh, you are too. You're ex-military, but are you in IT as well, or you actually shoot guns? So Peter was in. Does your gun run Android? And a guitarist and a gunist. Wow, guitarist and gunist. Tell him, I'm from Finland. Mandela's from Finland. Peter was serving the German armed forces, not the U.S. armed forces. Peter has just woken up from Germany. So Peter was serving the German armed forces. Peter Smith. So he's from Germany. He's retired now, I believe, and is in IT, and was in IT even in the military. So that was funny. Oops. There's no oops. Thank you for the service as well. He served NATO. So there you go. Me. Okay. So anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow. We will be broadcasting on our regular schedule tomorrow. And as far as my schedule is concerned, I think New Year's. If I'm going to scope on New Year's Eve, if I am, and I'm not certain yet, I'll have to do it early because I have visitors. So I have guests here again on New Year's Eve. So probably not. So we'll see what happens to New Year's Eve. Okay. So we'll see what happens then, and then we can take the usual day off on Tuesday to Thursday next week. So again, reminder for those of you who are. Thank you, Starlight. Thank you, Bandolo. So reminder for those of you who want to try out restreaming like I'm doing here, restreaming to YouTube and Twitch and Periscope and BraxMe, you can do that for free. If you're a Periscope VIP, I'll give you a 365-day free coupon. If you are not a Periscope VIP, then you can try it out for 7 days free. Happy New Year, Peter. Happy New Year's, Peter. Okay, Spider-Man. And then if you're on, if you're a long time Brax user uh, from last year, you already have the ability to restream. I already gave you that. So for long time content creators on Braxme, you already have restream capabilities. And Periscope VIPs are being given a free restream ability if you come get it now. Because in 30 days from now, I may no longer offer this. So this may only be a 30-day thing. After that, then you got to pay for the service. Or if you don't want to use it, go use Restream.io. And if you want to do anything serious with Restream.io, you have to pay for it. I'll be sending you PayPal this week for VPN. Oh, thank you, Starlight. Okay, so Periscope VIPs. I'm doing this. Very easy to broadcast on Brax Live. You don't really have to do much of anything. And it works very well with Streamlabs, with comments showing from Streamlabs from either YouTube or Twitch, whichever one you want. And it works quite well. So no problems here. So I encourage you to restream to protect your following. So anyway, one last thing. Yes, Starlight, before I go. What? Internet running slow? Who gave you that to you? Were they pulling a prank? Give what to me? You mean the squash? The squash was given to me by Snarky. With that code, I can set up more than one account for social vision. I'm not going to give you I'm not going to, not you, Starlight. Thank you for Super Heart, Deanna. The people who are given I'm obviously going to, you already have your own. Don't confuse people here, Starlight. That does nothing to do with this people. So the people who use my coupon, if you're going to fake it and hand it out to other people, I'm going to audit it, obviously. If you're handing it out to people who are not Periscope VIPs and they're using a VIP coupon, then obviously I can undo it. I can undo the coupon because I know who Periscope VIP is. I go to Periscope and see you're not a VIP and somebody just gave you an invalid coupon, I will invalidate it. Okay, so you don't want to do that. You don't want to cheat with the coupon since I can check it out. It's not exactly mystery who's using the coupon. Okay? So there's no need for me to worry about that. Come on, not you, Starlight. I'm talking about the people who I'm giving the Periscope VIPs coupons to. Starlight, don't disrupt the thing here. This has nothing to do with you. I'm giving a special Periscope VIP coupon to be a room creator, to give you a level 1 free. If you are new to Braxme, you can sign up for level 1 for free for 7 days. If you want to test it out. If you want to test it out over and over, delete your account, create a new account, use it for 7 days again. You can do that. You got a better price for an IP coupon. What the Zuck is an IP address? An IP address coupon? What is an IP coupon? Okay, so you have to contact me and Brax at me. No, Art Tatum is not an influence of mine. I cannot play like Art Tatum. No, neither is Oscar Peterson. Is not an influence either. I don't play like Oscar Peterson. If there's any influences, more Bill Evans, Herbie Hancock, those two. Nobody can. Okay, so there you go, Mandel. Okay, so VIP is more dollars than IP. VIP is more. Oh, gosh, Van. I'm so confused. So confused. Okay, so good night, folks. We'll see you tomorrow. I better get rid of. Hold on. Before I end my scope, I have to hide the the squash. Don't want the squash showing up at the end. To you, Starlight, but to people who document jazz, they didn't think that Bill Evans was worth talking about. So they don't talk about him. I talk about him. He's incredible. Okay. That's it. See you later, guys. Good night. Of course, Herbie's amazing. Good night.